What's up, everybody? This is Cody Webster with episode number 1 of It's All Bullfighting. This is kind of a concept that I've had in the back of my mind for a couple years now, and chatting with my good friend Evan Allard, he was always wanting to kind of get like a podcast going of talking about bullfighting. I'm wanting to bring it here to my YouTube channel to where everybody can tune in, and we can still splice in some videos and different stuff. I kind of want to start highlighting all events, that matter where it's at, what association. It's just bullfighting is what I want to get down to, and I think it'd be really neat to see some of the up and comers, some of the young new kids coming up, the hot guys on the block. I want to get to where I'm doing a save of the month or a save of the week, if this thing gets to going big enough to where we can do it weekly. But definitely want to do a save of the month and highlight some of you younger guys that are tuning in and watching this thing. I just think it'll be really, really cool right here at the Leather Shop Studio. So. Kind of a couple topics that I want to touch in on. Number one being, which is the coronavirus has hit. And last weekend, with Rodeo Houston getting canceled, I was being down there. I was on my way home actually from Houston, and got called needing a fill-in guy to go to Georgia for the PBR. And so I took the call, ended up going to Georgia, and we fought bulls with no fans. It was something that I thought was really neat. You know, the social media that I seen on everything and everybody posting is kind of one of those deals that, you know, overall the elements changed, but the game didn't change. And I think that goes back to training, you know, mentally being ready for that, physically being ready for that, but overall being a deal that, you know, just because there wasn't no fans didn't let that make any judgment on myself. And it was a lot of fun getting to work with Frank Newsom. Shorty Gorham was there, and man, I tell you what, that day one, it was a little bit eerie. It was definitely different, but like I said, once we got into bucking bulls, everything got rolling. It was a lot of fun, and it was so cool to hear, you know, the bulls bucking, hearing the guys riding, but also all the cheering, the camaraderie that come with that on the back of the chutes. And man, when we got to rolling and fighting bulls, it was a lot of fun. Day 2, we had a lot of action. Some new bulls I hadn't really seen. There's a couple of them I'd seen at like the Cheyenne Frontier Days rodeo of Universal, and they've usually got a little bit of heat with them that'll bring the hook when I fight, and it's a lot of fun getting to step in there the Frank and really roll them bulls around. It's a lot of fun. So back to, you know, the virus hitting, social media, everybody was just curious of the eeriness, the feeling of it, and you know, it was cool hearing everybody cheer everybody on and having that drive and that ambition, wanting to be good. Even when it was just us there, we were live on CBS Sports, but still, it's video cameras. Not having a soul in the stands kind of made it pretty different, but it was really neat. And I think there's gonna be some more of that coming up within the next couple of events until we figure out what goes on with this virus. And the intern, Trenton Ross, this is a guy that has showed up, when? September?
Yeah, right before Ardmore.
So this is Trenton Ross. It's a guy that's from Jackson Hole, Wyoming. It's been a lot of fun having you here. He took the internship spot basically to be here on the ranch to learn bullfighting, feeding cattle, everything that goes into ranching, just kind of learning a different avenue of life, huh?
Yeah, I never really grew up around cattle a whole lot, and so it was kind of different for me, and definitely I've learned a lot since I got here, bullfighting and otherwise, and just getting to work them cattle every day, whether it's commercial cows or fighting bulls or fighting cows. Like, you learn the way they move, and it definitely plays into your bullfighting.
And you kind of had some good teachers to begin with, because like day 1, we put Trenton on horseback, me not thinking of anything. I was like, man, this kid, you know, says he can ride a little bit or whatever. We put him on a horse that's pretty broke, but it's got a big motor. And
we didn't have a bit either.
Yeah, we didn't have much of a bit in his mouth, so it didn't help out Trenton. But we had a lot of fun with it. It was a good day. Me and Frank was there with us, and we ended up roping and tying down a couple calves that had gotten loose. Got everything caught, but Trenton from day one kind of learned that it's real around here, and definitely might have took a couple butt chewings, but overall, it's kind of how it comes with the territory. But it's been really cool seeing the progress that you've made. From the day that you got here to, you know, not being able to sort very good, not being able to handle these cattle very well. And one thing about it with these Mexican fighting cows, you know, there's that moment that you can get something done, and then when their switch flips, things change. So, you know, you kind of got that small window, that avenue to get something accomplished, either that's sorting them or moving them or just handling them. You know, when that switch flips, things change and all progress stops. What do you say?
Yeah, you might get one, maybe two shots trying to sort them off, and then once that flip switches, they're really, really hard to handle from there on.
Yeah, there ain't no progress.
No, yeah, you got to keep them really calm, and they handle pretty good when they're calm, really, but as soon as that flip switches, it turns into
it's just like anything, man. It's the reality of it. They are fighting cows. That's what they're bred to do. And they're pretty good at it.
Yeah,
but
really good
man, I think it's just cool. You know, we'll kind of play a couple videos here. You know, of you first showing up. You know, you're kind of in a struggle of things. You know, the cows were really. I think the first 4 or 5 sessions that we had here at the house, I think you got underneath them and got hooked, right?
Yeah, I think about the first, what you said, 4 or 5 hooked me pretty good.
Hooked the shit out of him. We'll just go ahead and say it on here. We'll be real.
They got me pretty good, and I was going through some pretty bad mental stuff.
Mental games, yeah. So I mean, like you've been thrown in kind of into the wolves. You know, there's entering some events. The bulls, with so many freestyle events going on right now, there's a lot of bulls getting a lot of outs. Yeah. So you know, they're wising up to the game. They're learning their own traits, and pretty soon you're thrown into the fire and got burned. Just touching back, I mean, just like we just showed, you know, these first couple sessions were so rough on you, and then we hit a spot to where we got some, you know, wins, we got some victories, we got something accomplished, and then moving forward, where was your last bullfight? Right there, was it Kingsville?
Yeah, Kingsville.
So Trenton goes all the way down to Kingsville, Texas. Kind of fill us in on that first night fight.
Oh, that first night went really good. I drew a pretty cool little bull, just a young bull, and
it's a bull from the
BK.
boys, wasn't it? BRK.
Yep.
Cross and Knox done. Shout out.
Yeah, I drew a really good bull that first night. He's pretty hot, and he stayed there hooked up with me for all 40 seconds of it, and I think I was like 84 and a half or something on him. And then,
but just the moves, everything that you know, day in and day out training, working for, all came into play right there. And I have to say that was the first bullfight that I've actually seen you put on that was just so smooth from start to finish.
Yeah, I mean, definitely leading up to that, things would click a little bit from Denver. I had one little moment where something clicked pretty good with me, get a pretty sweet little front reverse, and then Rapid, it started kind of clicking a little bit more bullfight by bullfight, and then Kingsville kind of all came together in one bullfight, and it looked good.
Man, it was smooth. Like I said, start to finish, guys. It was a bullfight. We're gonna show it right here. All the moves, like I said, was just fluent. You know, there was never no dead time. He was never backing up. It was something that you could definitely see all the plays came into the one picture, and man, it smoothed up. Just a smooth bullfight. Great bull, but overall, man, it was cool seeing, you know, from step 1 to step 2, the progress. You know, trusting what we're doing, trusting what we're training, what we're learning, and then the progress is there. And Trenton's a guy that showed up 3 years ago.
Yeah, I think about 3 years ago.
So I think about 3 years ago, Trenton came. I think it was one of my very first private bull schools.
I think it was your first one.
Private camps, and with the bull schools getting to where they are now, you know, for years I was doing, you know, big camps, taking 13, 14, 15 bullfighting students on a 3-day weekend, and trying to do a 3-day camp with 15 guys. It was just, I really found it hard to be able to really break into having that one-on-one time with each student, you know.
Yeah.
Plus, on top of that, it's hard to get the right stock for that many students. So here the last couple years or so, the private bull schools have really turned into being, you know, a 5-man limit. Take no more than 5 students at a time per camp. And I think it's really, really paid dividends of showing that one-on-one time and be able to match up the right kid with the right cow or the right bull, you know, not throwing them in over their head allows a guy to really show up and get something accomplished. Right. And Trenton showed up, had a lot of talent that I could see, but was really lacking in the physical side of things. You know, he was out of shape, he's a little heavy, and this kid went home, got serious, really digged into his diet. The workouts came with it, and you guys just seen it. This is a guy that's putting on some bullfights that's really lightening things up. As soon as we can get some more bullfights rolling, I'm excited to see where you go with it.
Yeah, as soon as we stop getting canceled and then keep it rolling.
Cancellations. So, kind of want to jump into my next topic, which would be, you know, with the virus, with our time off, kind of where I want to go, where I want to do with things. I don't by no means think this thing is going to last a year, but if it does, I guess we'll just have to light that fire when we get there. But I know for myself and for you being here, you know, last couple days we've gotten a lot of fencing done, and this is something that, you know, it's kind of been nice. I mean, I've been 7 years with really no time off, going full tilt, fighting bulls full time, and there's so much here at the ranch that's gotten away from us, and it's been a lot of fun the last couple days. You know, besides the rain hitting, which we're not complaining because God knows we need rain. Makes the grass grow, lets these cows get big and really want to fight, but just getting away from the cities, people, everything that's going on, and being able to just get out in the woods and building some fence. We got a lot of fence that we're building, a couple new lease places, and things are kind of changing here at the ranch, here at the home place. We got the Fighting Bulls, the Crooked Horn Ranch Fighting Bulls. We got quite a few events booked for this year, but we're going to end up getting all the bulls brought here and kind of sorted through, really get us a really good team of bulls put together for these events over the summer. And that being said, we got to have good fence. So, OK Brand, Steel and Wire, Oklahoma Steel, is supplying me with all my barbed wire, and we're going to do some fun stuff with some video in there. But overall, getting a bunch of barbed wire fence put up, getting these bulls and everything situated where they can have the right amount of feed, the right amount of time, space off, you know, time off, just to keep these bulls fresh and fighting good for years to come. But I know for myself, you know, I'm definitely going to get a lot of work done, but we're going to be doing some training here at home. I'm definitely going to get some really good workouts rolling, get back into the arena, getting a lot of footwork drills going, dummy work, just kind of everything that I've always done, but with not being able to go on the weekends, I think it's going to open up some time for bull schools, but for ourselves to be getting some stock up. Got a bunch of Mexican cows around, Spanish fighting cattle, and so we're going to really get to start opening the door and get to fighting some stuff around here, start kind of sharpening our knife and seeing what cows we really want to keep, what cows we want to send on down the road, and ultimate goal is to end up having a really good set of cows to not only breed with, but to keep around for these bull schools. So for me, things ain't going to change. It's just going to be on the weekends, being home and training here at the house. So nothing's going to change there. Speaking of the bull schools, something that I want all you viewers, everybody that's tuning in and following, haven't got to do any bull schools. I plan on having quite a few by now, but with my schedule being as you know, busy as it's been with the PBR and with the PRCA Pro Rodeo, doing both full time has really took me away from being able to do some bull schools. So everybody be on the lookout for some dates coming up. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Got some really cool stuff that I'm trying to get kind of worked out as far as the bull schools go. We got everything from baby calves up to full-grown bulls now to be able to fight. So all you students that are kind of wanting to get into the bull schools, really be paying attention. I'm going to be posting some dates soon. Not sure exactly when, but kind of been looking through the schedule and waiting to see what other cancellations hit. And that's going to determine when I'm going to do some bull schools. Like the save of the month that I'm wanting to try to get done on here. This is the first episode, so it hasn't really been out there, and I haven't been able to really find out any saves of the month that I want to highlight. But Trenton had him a pretty gnarly, I don't know what we'd call it, a wreck, but
Backflip.
it was one hell of a backflip this guy had. Where were you at and what happened?
Oh, we were over in Foster at a practice pen and one of Stoney's bulls. I got me
Stoney and Jody having some mean bulls. Nathan Harp, if you're watching this, you'll know what I'm talking about. Junk Bull Company is a contracting outfit that, you know, we originally started with, me and Nathan Harp. So it's been kind of neat seeing now that, you know, we went on with our career. Stoney and Jody, they still got mean bulls and they're still hooking kids.
They are still hooking kids.
Dude, I mean, I'd have to say you went at least 15 foot high.
Austin said he thought I was gonna hit the rafters. So
Yeah, I mean it was gnarly. So definitely want to close out this first episode with Trenton's backflip. Right here it is.
Ariel saved me on that one too.
Spatial intelligence is what the Spaniards would call it.
Spatial intelligence.
You want to have a lot of spatial intelligence because when he was in the air right there, you did some kind of kick or flip or something that was really neat. It was cool to see.
Try not to land on my head.
Yeah, definitely not land on his head. So kudos to you on that, man. It was great. Thanks for being on here for this first episode. It's all bullfighting. Thanks for tuning in.